Welcome back to Breakfast from Bahrain. My name is Bob Babbitt, and we're brought to you by Babbittville Radio. You can check us out on iTunes. Our next guest, one of the people that we think will be a major factor tomorrow, Annabel Luxford. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Bob.
Well, so take us back to getting into this silly sport. Were you involved with this when you were in grammar school and high school, or is this something that came later?
I did do a few triathlons in high school, so I guess I got into it younger than what some people have, and then persisted with it through college or university, as we call it in Australia, and then did ITU for a number of years and have been doing half Ironmans this is my second season.
So in ITU, at one point ranked number 1 in the world?
Yes.
Under 23 world champion?
Yes.
All right. So you weren't just doing ITU, you were very successful at ITU. Now, was the goal, obviously, to get to the Olympics? Did you have that opportunity?
Unfortunately, I didn't really get it together during the Olympic cycle. I was injured a couple of times, so I was one of those athletes who did miss out. But, I mean, I achieved a lot of things that I'm really happy with along the way and had a fantastic time, so not too disappointed.
Well, you know what's so hard about that? We talk about how hard it is to get ready for Ironman once a year. Well, this is once every 4 years, and having that perfect season so you get to the games is really, really difficult.
Yeah, it is. It's really about timing and getting everything right, and I just didn't quite do it.
So when did you make the transition to the longer distance, and did you enjoy that, or was sort of a shock to the system going from a 2-hour race to a 4 or 5 hour race?
I was a lot more nervous about it, and then when I did one, I found it. I thought, this is something I actually quite enjoy. So, and thought, this is manageable. But I mean, it was a good transition for me. I was ready for it mentally and physically.
And what was your first half distance race?
I did the Canberra 70.3 at the end of December of 2012. So pretty much 2 years ago.
And how'd you do?
I won.
I have a hard time with you people who are underachievers. You go out and win it the first time out. So from there, did you feel like, okay, now I want to focus on this and potentially step up to the full distance?
I didn't initially think about whether I would do the full distance. I just thought I might get a bit more practice at the half. There's still so much that I need to learn about that. But I am going to make the step up to the full distance next year.
Melbourne?
Yes, Melbourne.
And are you excited about that, or is that something you're going, oh my God, what am I thinking?
I am really excited about it. I'm living in Melbourne, and Melbourne's a fantastic place to be over summer, and there's so many great athletes, both professional and age group there, who there's just a lot of camaraderie, and I'm excited about not just racing, but just training with them over summer, and I guess it sounds cliche, but the journey.
Yeah, and as a young triathlete, Miranda Carfrae came up through the ranks as not so much an ITU athlete, but did you race against Rinny a lot back then? Were you guys friends?
I did race against Rinny a lot for a number of years. We were often roomies as well, and we certainly were friends. I think the first time we roomed together, we kind of went in there and we both seemed to have the notion that we didn't like the other person, but it was only after a couple of nights we thought, I think this is someone I'll be friends with, and over 10 years later we're still pretty good friends. And
you've obviously watched her career. Were you surprised to see how successful, winning 70.3 Worlds and going on and winning 3 Ironman titles?
No, not surprised. I mean, I am always a little bit in awe of what she has achieved. Not surprised, though, because I've always seen her work ethic and her ability right from a young age. But what she does continue to do, and she really is a trailblazer. So I don't really think about her that way too much, though, because at the end of the day, she's just Rinny, my friend.
So speaking about Rinny, your friend, you're racing Rinny, your friend, tomorrow. And this is, there's $100,000 at stake. There's a $500,000 prize purse. One, have you raced in this part of the world before, and what are your thoughts about the race?
I have raced in this part of the world a couple of times. I've raced in Doha when I was doing ITU, and I've raced in Abu Dhabi. It's always it's quite fascinating racing over here. The cultural aspects of it, and it's also it's quite brutal in that it's incredibly windy and flat, and this time of year it's not too hot, but it will be a fast race.
And in terms of the field, you've got 70.3 athletes, you got 5150 athletes, you got Ironman and long distance athletes. Do you like that mix? And we don't know who's in late season form, who's been on vacation for the last month. There's sort of a lot of unknown going into this race.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. With the late season racing, it's always a bit of hit and miss as to it's hard to predict who's in form, and also having athletes come from all different walks. Again, that's hard to predict as well. So it's exciting to have such a lineup.
Love it. Well, have a great time out there tomorrow, and hopefully you'll be you'll see your friend Rinny in the rearview mirror for part of the day. Annabel Luxford has been our guest again. This is Breakfast from Bahrain. My name is Bob Babbitt, and we are brought to you by Babbittville Radio. Check us out on iTunes. Hold on, everyone. We will be right back.